Liberation made easy. Liberation made easy. Worldly things never give shelter. Example, in our deep sleep, we don't have any relation with the worldly things. That is the reason we will be very happy in our sound sleep. Not only that, our sleep makes our all the organs as well as our body refresh and recycles all the body organs, gives energy. After sleep, there may not be any anxiety, no more tiredness. Money can be locked, but time can't. It is an asset. Death is fixed for everybody. Though we earn billions of money, but we can't stop the death. We can postpone death by doing operations, by using medicines. It can make us only care, but not permanent away from the death. That is the reason saints they aware of each incoming and outgoing breath of them. Merits, that means punyam, or sin papam, we don't mind of others, and we think that others whatever they have better living, we don't mind. We think about self. Vice versa, past future memories not necessary in the present. So why to think about the past thing that is happened and I'll do something in the future? This planning and that past memories thinking about in the present makes us misery. We seek truth. Truth is mine, not this falsified world. People they say there are, according to Hindu religion, Bhakta Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga. In reality, if we do our work perfectly, then it goes through all Bhakti Yoga because we have divinity in it, and we do it by sitting a worship or a dhyana or a japa. So that is karma, and we do this is all with our wisdom, that means knowledge. So that Jnana Yoga. All are finished, fulfilled. To get liberation, one must purify first. So, in our every activity of our life, we must be in equanimous. Unfavorable circumstances are the principal means of liberation. Otherwise, we don't realize the truth. With this, our sins gradually destroys. If we see, all progressive people only improved in their adverse circumstances. That is the reason sadhus, saints, in adverse conditions, they try to help the poor. But here is the thing that they cannot go to rich people houses because nowadays all the rich people they live in bungalows, in many floor buildings, or in a gated community, so that even if they want to take their sin as a bhiksha also, for sadhus saints there is no chance, so that they could not go to them to receive bhiksha or to purify them. Our sin is destroyed when we accept unfavorable circumstances joyfully. Then we get liberation sooner. Be good yourself without expecting people to call you good. For example, if others they will praise us, that is not stable. The value of our bank balance, our money, our buildings, our perils, our precious stones with our property. By knowing it, just they will praise us in front of us. But it is not truth. With that, we are not valid, really great. That is valued not for us, for our wealth, it is the value. Individual individual importance is not given there. It is only the importance is given to that wealth or property. So we need not wait for the others calling us good. We ourselves should witness ourselves for what extent we are in perfection. Speaking untruth loses nothing but our virtues. Example, early morning for waking up the small children, mothers, brothers, they say the time is now noon, you should wake up. Though the child knows and even the elders they know, but the same lie they continue. And they keep their alarm also and their clock also for 15 minutes past on them. By knowing this, if we can understand, realize the truth, so by saying many times that lie, the person who is sleeping, he will understand that it is a strong lie but not a truth. So knowingly we say that lie, but what happened? Our good virtue is we lost trust of our child and our family members. So in any circumstances, speaking truth is better. When we walk on truth, we won't be cheated at any moment. Wife, food, property, husband, these are all gift of last birth. So we should have contentment on them. But in japa, dhyana, satsanga, we should not satisfy. How much we do, that would be the merit of it. That means a spiritual progress is dependent on it. Actually, our wealth we should use for the welfare of people, but not for self or family. When materials piled up, we became slave to them, but they are perishable. It is a humiliation without any virtues or earning wealth. Richness changes our emotions. When we are getting rich, gradually we will suppress the weak. Before they were also in the same status of ourselves, but because of our wealth, our emotions changes and we start suppressing others. In reality, you be a slave if others obey you. But normally outside people they think that I am a leader, I lead others, I am great. You want to be great. The best and the brave one is he who acts on others saying. It is easy to rule oneself than many. That is the reason in Hindu scriptures, Sri Rama, a great divine god, he became a slave to the trusted devotee of Hanuman. We think we are the doer. Not at all. All actions are happening with the power of teamwork. We are neither karta nor bhokta. This is all generates from nature. We think it is our mind power, but it is not on our volition. It happens with nature. The sum of responsibility that is on us, we are to do only that much. Then our fulfillment is secure. More knowledge we acquire, more things we accumulate, more would grow our responsibility. We are ready to take more responsibility, we can acquire more. Normally, not doing can never be equaled by that of doing. It never was, it shall never be. The power which lies in not doing is not at all there in doing. Doing has a beginning and an end that is not eternal, but the tranquility is natural. If we think for a few days, then alone we will grasp this point. Not accepting mind is not at all an ordinary thing. It is a thing of very high value. It is the practiceless practice. It is an awareness. If one know thyself, that means oneself rightly, then our knowing will be completed. Our sadhana of awareness should not be mechanical. It must be continuous. Daily, which role we play in our life, we should not play it, just we should act. Feel every role, every activity is a given character to us. Act perfectly. That is nothing but dharma. Don't think that is true. So when we do japa dhyana, that is not action. There we can do limitless. It gives merits. No action, then no flaws. How a businessman, after closing his business, also he thinks about calculations, totals, profits, etc. daily. Vice versa, though it is an action after completion of every daily karma, also we should focus on mind, on the nature. It is beneficial. We should aware of our every activity as like as a businessman. Even sleeping also, we should sleep only for sleeping, not for rest or comfort. Till we get sleep, we do sadhana. That may be a dhyana or a bhajan. Every activity of ours is for service. When we clean our face also feels it with awareness. Our excreting, bathing, washing clothes, cooking, eating things, in every activity we should have an alertness. Why a man becomes miserable? Two reasons. One is those who doesn't satisfy what he gets. Second, where he lives there he may not get into a problem or a trouble. Where he lives there he may get into a problem or a trouble. He who doesn't have personality, how he acts or moves, that means a Mukta Purusha, a liberated person, doesn't have any particular character of good or bad. He is in equanimous. According to scriptures of India, Purusharthas are four. Desire and money depends on our effort. Money never live when we use desire with money. It perishes. Dharma perishes when we use dharma with desire. But we add money to dharma, then it becomes good dharma, it lives. Vice versa, add dharma to money, then we get money. When we add dharma, money to desire, all perishes. When we use dharma with money desirelessly, we get enlightenment. When we use the word desirelessly also, it gives enlightenment. Limited desires prescribed to Gruhastha. So he has to use limited desires just to taste and to exist in the life and to get detachment. That means Vairagya. This is the nature's decision. Why limited desires to Gruhastha? Because to know what is it and to understand that it is impermanent. All desirable items and persons, we feel they are natures. Then only our interest on desire ruins. Duality perishes. When we use our lives with raga or dvesha, that means craving or in aversion, they increase interest in worldly things. Practice titiksha. That means when we have it also acts like don't have. To get an habit to our mind to leads to liberation. Change is nature's law. So everything changes. We accept to live. We accept change. Craving is a weak thread. When any pressure comes from an opposite direction, it cuts into pieces. So it is not hard to live. Maintain craving is only hard, but it is not same every time. It changes time to time. So it is also impermanent. Craving on favorables, aversion on unfavorable is only, we call it as leading a gruhastha life or a samsara or a family life. When our craving don't destroy, we don't get spiritual progress. A small misunderstanding cuts our relations between relatives and family members. When it is in our prarabdha, then we get our desires fulfilled. Even if we try also, we don't get fulfilled. But for liberation, determination is important. When we strongly determined in our life not to do, then we have not necessary to know about anything and its method or its productivity or its doing. Who shares their happiness with others need not collect anything for his own. One who becomes sorrowful by others people's sorrows doesn't have to become unhappy by his own unhappiness. If we don't get pleased or displeased by the perishables, we attain the imperishable. All these perishables don't give contentment. We expect still more, we need, we think, and we get greediness. It grows. The whole world achieved also still never be that emptiness is not fulfilled because it is impermanent and ever changing. A thought of doing good to all can make good to all. Gradually our favorables, unfavorables disappears. We get universal love. then everybody appears to us same. When the human thought and nature thought is same, he is not a human. He merged with nature, so his ego ruined. He gets immortal status. Many they give charity, but giving it to a right person at a right time and a right place is very difficult. But it is a right thing. We may not have money to give others, but we have a time and skills with us. So use it preciously. Asking donations for dharma is also a wrong attitude. Our money, how to use for a right cause, we should think, not others' money. Example, when we eat seeds, they digest and changes to soil. But in other way, when we sow them, they multiply into many to use for others sowing to get many into multiplication. Money, property are only for consumption. They don't come with us permanently. Only our merits, punyam, comes behind. Road is example for transporting. People use for it. If we stop, what is its benefit? Vice versa, money, property we should use for utilizing, not for saving, for generations together. We think rich people are happy, they have no more problems, they don't have craving, but they crave for unconditional love. They become like slaves. That is the reason they get affection and satisfaction when their pets love them. They could not believe even human beings.